people with
So
ambience.
you're the godfather.
Oh, yeah, you know, I have that
Hey,
problem.
Jim, let's do let's internalize for a little bit. What are you gonna do? Amit, we're listening. You're too posh, trying to be Sicilian. What the fuck is wrong with you? Come on, man. Yeah.
Football crazy.
Okay, mental.
Wow.
And
Like
You also?
today, I'm so glad we're doing podcasts because
Liverpool
otherwise
won
I would have just been.
EPL.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
So we are pro Liverpool here. Before you say anything else, this is my house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Liverpool.
And Manchester United, the sentiment is this.
you have to join the dots.
Oh, you
Cyrus.
have
For
seen
that,
the
you
play.
go and watch
I
the
did.
film.
well, none of us have seen the play.
You, thank God.
Yeah.
Tell us who the killer is. Save time.
Yeah.
Amit.
Everything was great. The interview was fabulous. I love your thoughts. But next time, just don't use the word kill. I said, why? I said, well, I didn't mean I'm usko maar darne ja raha hu. It's an emotion. It's
Yeah.
a figure of speech. Dude, I'm very protective. And I could kill. He said, no, what if after 10 years it comes back?
And you do kill someone.
No. Remember, when the career winds down, there's porn. Language not a problem. Yeah. It's all easy.
This part of me will be famous in some countries.
Oh, I thought you were just showing off.
what do you think that I'll do?
मैं तो डर गया the Parsi legend is true. Super excited, not three of us, but other people in the room because no, it's true. You're aboard Pune Highway. Change the freaking highway after some time. No? Same thing all the time. And more importantly, we already had Rahul, Dukunya, and Bugs.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, those two chutias. And I got to tell you, they behaved really badly. Okay, they never spoke about the film. They were trying to outgun, you know, comedians are. No?
Yeah.
Mera joke, tera joke, mera joke, tera joke. Just went on like that, yaar. So embarrassing, adults behaving like that, adults with diapers. But they hardly spoke about Pune Highway. But then I think it's a good thing because then maybe you can.
Yeah.
Or whatever. The main point is May 16, go and see it. It's a whodunit. The two young fabulous actors are in it, and despite Bugs and Rahul, it's a great film. Right? First question. Picture Hindi mein hai, Shuddh Hindi mein hai. What the hell are Rahul and Bugs doing? Bugs can't even say MCBC in Hindi.
Huh.
Even that he says like a German. Banter.
I think that's why they cast me.
Yeah.
They saw something in me.
What a shame, man. You're the best Parsi Hindi speaker of all time. Wow.
Yeah, I was miscast, I guess.
हमें कुछ like ये कहाँ से ये अंग्रेजी लोग कहाँ से आ गया? Many years have passed. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about the film because otherwise they'll shout at us.
I think let's get it done over with.
Who's the
It started.
Who's that young lady?
Which
Young
one?
lady is the feet lady.
Oh.
She feeds.
Oh, okay.
She
Through the
provides
direction of her
feedback.
feet.
जो क्या है?
The feedback is Cyrus is
Feedback.
on the right track.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's for you.
It's like a live commentary.
When things
Go
are going
behind
well,
you.
she's still, and when things start going badly, she starts like twitching her foot
Guys,
like
you
a
can't see
cat.
this. We don't have a fourth camera because of budget issues. But in fact, we don't even have three. We pretend to. One is a dummy. That's it. Just keep it there to impress you guys. But finally, it's been just one shot of
Yeah, there's no
angle of Amit. Poor Amit will only be this side. But there's a lovely young lady. I shouldn't say that. I'll get killed. There's a lady, a female, a non-male. She's sitting there and she gives directions to them if the answers are not good. Let's test her. Jim, full name?
Jim Sadh.
Good? Oh, she's like a school teacher, yeah. How's it Jim? Is it Jamshed?
It's not Jamshed, it's only Jim. My dad was Jimmy. He named me after him.
How sweet.
Yeah.
Was he really Jimmy?
He was really Jimmy.
How sweet. This is a little Parsi thing, but generally James, Jimmy all comes out of Jamshed or Jamshed.
Yeah.
So it's a bit odd that he's actually Jim. So I'm going to take 10 minutes over this.
Yes.
Please, bro.
Amit to Amit hai na?
Amit,
What a
yeah.
boring story. Yaar. Jim! It's against our culture. He's a GYM Jim. That's sweet.
Yes.
So we got that. Have you ever told this story before?
Yeah, I've told this story many times.
Damn it.
Actually,
Why did you bring it up then?
my middle name was also is Jimmy. So it's Jim
How
Jimmy
lazy were
Saab.
your parents?
I know. My dad was
Lazier
like,
than mine.
What do you mean? Huh?
Lazier than mine.
what is your dad's name?
Amit.
Dono Amit?
Nahin, they would. Nahi.
Ek Amit. Amit is the first name that comes to mind.
No, but your dad's name wasn't Amit.
No.
Ah, okay. What was your dad's name?
Ram.
Ram. Okay.
Safe. When in doubt, use Ram. Always a safe play as far as we're concerned. But coming back, you're 35, 32?
No.
Kitna?
46.
46?
Yeah.
Shakal se dikhta nahi. Obviously, Botox and all that has started.
Bastard.
You're laughing?
Yeah, at least I'm not taking
You don't look
testosterone.
46. You don't look 46, Baba.
At least I'm not taking Tren, Boldy.
No, don't say boldy because basically you're not married. Don't blame anabolics for situations. And you're 37. I did my research.
I'm 37.
Yeah. But he looks old compared to us.
Because of the hair.
No. Don't worry. We use boot polish. You're digging on your hair in public. What was you digging his ear? Say
Jim.
something.
Is this not
Jim,
allowed?
this is going to be good today.
Yeah.
With Cyrus,
Easy.
all we have to do is
Yeah.
crack up and enjoy.
Yeah.
Bro, carry on.
But I just want to, if you don't mind,
Please, bro.
in one generation, Amit was the most popular name. I think it was Amit Bachchan or whatever. Like you grew up in school and one of the 5 Amits. Nowadays, the Aryan became popular as far as I remember. Maybe there's a new name, whatever. But Jim, across the world was popular. So
That's
wherever
true.
you go, everybody knows your name. It's so easy. It's one of the easiest names.
It is easy.
Yeah. So I always worry for parents when they give these long names because they're very culturally strong and Sanskriti and Parampara and all that important words. But after some time, the kid lands up in Russia with a name like, Tukiwakam. And Igor is telling Ulrich, Tukiwakam. I mean, it's driving people crazy.
Tukiwakam.
And how do you make love to a beautiful woman with that kind of name? And,
It's a long shout.
She calls you Boris. You just want to go through the whole... No, sorry, that's my story. Guys, we have to do this is a show with some structure. I told the other guys.
So my mum's name is Lale Rook. Okay?
Lale Rook?
Lale Rook.
Can you look that side so we can laugh?
Lale Rook. Yeah, look. But she's called Lale, which means, what does it mean? The red...
In Bihar, it means something else.
Lale Rook. It means the face of a tulip. Right?
In Persian?
Yes.
Lale?
Red.
But Lale is
a
a popular
red face
Farsi
like
name.
a...
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to Iran, everything is Lale
Yeah,
Rook, Lale Rook.
The public execution. Oh, it's Lale.
Lale Rook.
Sorry.
And my sister's name is Simonil, which means the silver light reflecting off the river Nile.
Wow.
And my name
Wow.
is Jim.
They hate males.
They hate men.
They hate men.
Yeah.
What a beautiful story in India to have. Finally, this caused about 1 million males, and finally we have one for the females. Not bad. Amit, और कुछ कहानी है? खास कहानी? How do you beat Jim stories?
Huh?
Where's the Lale Rook in your life?
Lale Rook.
Do you have a sister?
रुकी हुई है.
No? One sibling. But his story is interesting. Your dad played hockey for India.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic, Baba. Why are you wasting your time in films, yaar? I'm a big sports lover. The moment I hear that, I feel disappointed in a sense.
That you wasted your career. You should have gone.
Actor, I mean, great, good job and all that, but hockey champion for India is something else. I mean, it's a special...
That's why I look for these films, right? Army, cop, that's all I get anyway.
You get close to that.
Sports.
Yeah, you get close to that. Yeah.
But did you play hockey?
I
Right
played
now
football.
he's playing with himself. What is
Yeah,
this
yeah,
going on
yeah.
here? एक ऐसा करता है, ऐसा करता है, midfielder लगता है. What is this nonsense? Hey, Jim, you should
मुझे
talk
लग रहा
about
है समय ठीक नहीं है.
till it breaks completely.
ऐसा तो
Oh,
नहीं
यार, just become a North Indian. Amit will teach
This
us.
podcast
अरे यार, ये क्या हो रहा है, बांचो?
भाई ध्यान रखो ऐसा ना हो कि इस पॉडकास्ट के बाद हमारा समय खराब हो जाए.
हाँ, हमारा समय तो.
क्यों? Why you say that? Let's go Bengali now.
Rena joke.
मारो.
What? Oh, there's one.
There's a Rena joke.
Tell us the whole thing. We have time.
He just said.
I didn't ask for
moving
time.
my legs to the-
I spoke
too
about
busy being
time.
North
I was
Indian.
trying to
I spoke about time.
I was trying to see if there's
Hindi means called समय.
Oh! Okay, sorry, I'll pay attention. Yeah, I'm a horrible anchor. 29 years and I haven't listened to anyone. It's just a waste of time. It prepares you for marriage. Yeah.
Really?
You pretend like I don't know what your schools were like. You in Bombay International.
Bombay
My
International.
kids went to Bombay International.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Overpriced.
Yeah, I mean,
No parking.
I was a kid. Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah.
And Bancho,
I
every
think you
function is on the
notice these
4th
things as a
floor,
parent.
and they say bring the grandparents.
So
you take a grandparent one floor, then you have to find a chair.
But
it's not fun, yeah.
Do they have the whole building now? Because when I
Yeah,
went,
they have the whole building. I think one room is left. They're waiting for that guy to be shot or something. Because this is Mumbai. Builders' culture is very different.
when I went, the first 2 floors were residential. So you just walk
That's
through
so
people's
embarrassing,
houses up to your
Who
school.
would want to live in a
It
school,
was
yeah?
so hot.
You get up in the morning, you do like that, and then,
Yeah,
hey, Bunty,
yeah,
all this shit is happening in the
exactly.
Yeah,
background.
unless you're in the boarding
Exactly.
school.
You're in a boarding
Yeah, you have to live in the school. Lamatne.
Oh, you're a rich kid. LMOB. No poor kids go there. Where is the struggle here? They didn't tell me the story.
It keeps doing this outside
I had
thing.
to create a fake struggle story.
Yeah. hey, that's something, yeah. Come on. It's
But
not
you know, I'm good at it.
Yeah.
People are buying it. There must be some truth in the fake story.
What was that like, boarding school?
It's a typical boarding school, bro.
Huh.
A little bit of everything.
Were you acting and all then? In the school things and all?
No,
Oh, so you're an athlete.
I didn't know Full on athlete. Athlete or CATC camp, NCC, 303s, March past. I went to a school when
He
we
talks
had
like
to...
it's normal.
That guy, is that,
Jim, did you carry
what
guns
is-
in
what
your
is-
every day at
No,
school?
not
Yeah,
at
for
all.
me, like, this is
BIS, no
normal, yeah.
guns.
BIS.
Once somebody shouted a pigeon and the parents were called in. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so the schooling, especially in the boarding, was so strict. We had to march past for lunch and dinner. And if the halt was not right, there was no dinner, we had to go and do PD.
Yeah.
And my home was even stricter because my dad was even stricter. I remember waking up once at 6 a.m. On a holiday. And my dad in the evening, there was this big table, typical like, army general, he's sitting, what time do you wake up, son? I said, 6. He said, what time is your wake up? I said, well, football season 4:30 and normal season 5. Why did you wake up at 6? I said, because I'm on a holiday. He says, who said you're on a holiday? I said, my school says I'm on a holiday. He said, I say you're not on a holiday. Wake up at 5 from tomorrow. I said, yes, Dad.
What did you do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you wake up?
5 a.m.
What happens?
Run 10K
You just
every day.
ran and did it. huh?
Yeah, and then once I remember even when I was younger, for summer vacation when I went home, मैं एक पार्क में जाके सो जाता था और फिर शाम को सारे लोग मिले ड्रिंक विंक में किसी ने बोला होगा कि
बच्चा-
आपका बेटा ये इधर झाड़ियों में सोते हुए पता अगले दिन से there was somebody to take me for a jog.
Wow.
I had never seen telly. The only thing I was allowed to see on telly was Maradona, Batistuta time, those videos.
Football crazy.
Mental.
Wow.
And
Like
You also?
today, I'm so glad we're doing podcasts because
Liverpool
otherwise
won
I would have just been.
EPL.
Yeah.
So let's be clear.
Yeah.
So we are pro Liverpool here. Before you say anything else, this is my house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Liverpool.
At Manchester United, the sentiment is this. Pune Highway coming soon, 16.
But I mean, we can laugh at them. I have a feeling
Bro,
we
come
won't
on,
be
yaar.
last this time.
गिर गया, इतना गिर गया.
I mean, they
okay,
you
great.
won't be
हो सकता है,
last
हो
if
सकता
you're
है.
like 16th or something.
नहीं, relegation पे तो नहीं जाएंगे.
But imagine the conversation.
I'm not talking about that
But the
last.
conversation is about relegation. When I was in the 90s and all, I mean, there was such a powerhouse, one-man kind of team, one show. I mean, everybody was behind them in a sense.
We believe in comebacks, It's like my career. We'll make a career. We'll make a comeback.
Your career is doing fine. I wish Man U was your career. They would, have something to talk about.
You get so influenced when you're in Cyrus's
No, but my son
company.
is even funnier
He's
because
under the influence,
The Liverpool thing is like India-Pakistan in the sense that if Liverpool doesn't win, that's fine. But Man U losing is also very important for some reason. That goodness, I don't understand.
But this season is Liverpool.
Yeah, done. It's over, bro.
It's finished. It's finished.
Yes.
Big game tonight.
Arnie is my man.
Huge game tonight.
Yeah. Tonight means it's not live, boss.
Arsenal.
You are Arsenal?
Yeah. But it is
Yeah.
happening
More
today. So that's all I could
Austin
think.
than anything
Yeah,
else at the moment.
This is what we get. This is
Arsenal
what
would
we
be
get.
what? 3? Third this time.
Second.
Second at the moment.
No, they won't be.
We will be.
Well, how many games left?
They won't.
Jim, we'll
4 games.
We'll take you to a park bench and leave you there.
I'll go to sleep.
All right, we have to talk about the movie. It's called Pune Highway. There are 3 protagonists in the movie. There's a guy wearing a green T-shirt, which is very tight.
Anupam Bal.
Yeah, in the trailer. Yeah, I that's a very strange man. Why did he come?
Why didn't he come?
Yeah.
I know he should have. It would have been good. I don't think he's
But
in
there wouldn't be
Bombay.
any cut if Anubhav was here.
Yeah, that guy doesn't stop talking.
Dude, he's amazing. So first time we were doing a proper scene, all 3 of us, we have to show this bonding and brotherhood and all that. And there's this scene where he has to do something. And I think he just kept on doing it for like 10 minutes.
He hadn't acted before in this
A
kind
lot of frustration,
a
you mean, for
system.
years waiting for this moment.
So he didn't know when the scene was over, so he'd just keep going. So we'd start reacting to him. By the end of it, we're all
Well,
just
15-minute
is he
solo
still-
performance.
he's still-
And
he's
then we have
still
to
going.
like-
They move the camera.
There's
They
nothing
move
to
to the
react.
next
Yeah, they've
location.
called
There's
cut.
nobody
And then
there.
Bugs came, buddy, you're doing very good. Now finish that in 2 minutes.
Anubhav, you suck. I'm just being fair.
Yeah.
No, I know him well enough to say that.
Yeah.
Okay, take it back. You're a lovely guy. All right, 5 minutes on the film, then we'll
Yes.
talk about your
Okay.
careers. Yeah.
Story of friends. Grown up in the same building, got older, have gone their separate ways, but still meet, on the terrace, share whatever. And then distance away, there's a murder which has reverberations in the friend group.
Reverberations है क्या? What? LMO
नहीं
sir?
मैं जब जिम के साथ होता हूँ रात में लिख लेता हूँ सब
What is this 5-5
और फिर
syllable
शाम
word?
को जाके उसका मतलब
I
देखता
have no
हूँ
tests now. I can't say long words. I feel.
vibrations
Reverberations.
celebrations
Oh, brother. It's longer than the film.
it's a combination of vibrations and celebrations. Reverberation.
Reverberation. Yeah.
Reverberation.
Sorry, that's all we got out of it.
That's fine.
You're talking to Dumb and Dumber. You set it up nicely.
It has effects on the group. It affects the group.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
it. And then everyone has to kind of, the people you thought you knew, you have to consider how well you know them.
But what's the connection between the dead body a little far away and you guys? I didn't get that bit. And I saw the play. I want to ask Rahul.
You have to join the dots.
Oh, you
Cyrus.
have
For
seen
that,
the
you
play.
go and watch the film.
Well, none of us have seen the play.
Thank God.
Yeah.
No, but they made it visually more interesting and all that. Obviously, I think that's set in one room.
Yeah, one room.
Yeah, so this is much more. Yeah, and
That's
it's
that's
a real
talkie.
whodunit, right? You can't figure out who the killer is.
Right until the end.
So tell us who the killer is. Save time.
Yeah.
Amit. The killer. Done.
Yo, who do you think?
Huh?
Amit, ये watch क्यों निकाला?
Huh?
What are you doing?
This is my
Some uncomfortable behavior, like they were going to rob you or something. Watch out, something.
yeah, this is my code word to Jim to control. Don't give up the story. Okay, my job's done.
Tell us about the.
I can't see your feet, so I have to do something, right?
Can you move your feet?
One camera should just be on her feet.
It'd be fantastic. Talk about woman power. Her feet tell you what to do.
Quentin
Imagine,
Tarantino.
really sounds like my wife, honestly.
For the feet, yeah.
Yeah. Oof. So what are they like, Rahul and
Bugs.
Firstly, I hear it's very Shuddh Hindi, some of it, and the promos and all that. I think Rahul won't understand the promo. Bugs will never be able to repeat one word. So it's almost, it's like Raj and DK. Have you met Raj and DK?
Yeah.
We did a film called 99, and DK didn't speak a word of Hindi. So on the set, you say, DK, abhi kya karna hai and all, and DK would be like, I'm not kidding. We had trouble conversing after some time.
I just did a Telugu film, and that's literally at times how I conversed with the director.
So you
Of course,
learned
he understands Hindi and English, but sometimes when he's thinking, he's expressing himself in Telugu, and so then it just winds up being a bunch of facial expressions and sounds that I have to
So you don't
interpret.
get a break from acting. You have to act then and then also on the set with the shot and all that.
Yeah, there's so many people.
But did you learn your lines?
Yeah, I learned my lines in Telugu. Yeah.
Can you say the lines?
I know, I don't want to give
One, two
them away.
dialogues?
Tappa Uppa Deepak ji. You know,
India pa.
just things like that. Naku Kavali, you know, things like that.
Are you playing a bad guy?
Yeah, I'm playing a bad guy, obviously.
Then it's okay. You can
Yeah.
say it any way you want to. Because it's not against the tradition or anything. That's fine. That's good.
As in, like, I couldn't match their speed. No way. They speak really fast.
Yeah.
It's too difficult. I tried my best.
Doesn't matter. Remember, when the career winds down, there's porn. Language not a problem. Yeah. All easy.
This part of me will be famous in some countries.
Oh, I thought you were just showing off.
What do you think that I'll do?
मैं तो डर गया the Parsi legend is true. आगल इतला छे, पांचल कम छे. Sorry, Amit.
No, carry on.
This is like Joe and I was having a conversation. I thought you
No,
guys.
but I did a post yesterday
Huh?
with Jim and me that we'll do anything for promotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just came and they complained. By the way, they complained about the fact that the Pune Highway. After something, the marginal utility of the product gets too much. No?
Yeah.
Same questions, same plot.
Shouldn't
kya hai,
look
ye
forced.
kya-
Shouldn't look.
Yeah. No, it's also boring.
Yeah,
How can you
so I
answer after
totally
some time?
agree.
Just go watch the film. So that's why we are doing this. Will you stop nodding like you care? She scares me over the lack of.
She's the main person in the podcast.
Is she? But who the hell is she?
Ask Amit.
Is your
She's the
manager?
PR of
she's the PR?
for the film.
Of Pune Highway.
Yeah.
Okay, have you seen the film? What? She hasn't seen the film and she's the PR.
I haven't seen it either.
Did you do little dubbing and things like that? Or it's all.
I saw a little bit in dubbing. There wasn't that much actually.
No, not much.
It's
It's
a
6 out
reasonable
now.
amount.
We don't dub.
How did you see
I
the
saw
film?
the film twice. Once I saw it for me, once I saw it for Jim.
Okay. And Anuva,
I didn't see it for him. He has to see it for himself.
I think he should talk to the stylist. I felt the shirt was too tight.
No, I think
Distracted.
I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a murder going on and I can't take my hands off the guy in green.
That's a distraction. Right?
Yeah. Half the movies you taking his shirt off, She's like, yeah. All right, let's get back to their careers.
Yeah, thanks.
You started with Neerja.
I started with Neerja.
So take us back a little bit. You went to America to study apparently.
Yeah. So BIS, then I went to the American school. So first I
Wait,
lived in...
go slow, beta. American school kya hai?
Huh?
20 lakhs a month.
What are you saying?
And very rich kids go. I mean, not even rich.
Ultra.
Those who think Ambani school is, let's go better. They go to American school. That's more expensive than Ambani.
So my dad's company was paying for all of my schooling.
It's got a lot of money, beta. A lot of money.
He's producing that. Now I know why he's producing. Now I know.
I just wanted to bring that up. Now, please carry on. Your beautiful story of struggle.
American school.
Yeah.
Then I went to the States for 4 years. Then I stayed one extra year.
Where do you study?
I studied at Emory.
Emory, which is just...
Do you know the amount per month at Emory as
I
well?
didn't bother with a scholarship.
You should.
Give it to somebody else, yaar. So this is graduation.
Undergrad.
Undergrad degree, yeah,
Bachelor's, whatever.
Okay.
Then I spent a year in the States acting in theatre. And then I came back to Bombay. And then I acted in theatre for a while. 4 or 5 years. 4 years. And then I got cast in Neerja.
And before that, he worked on Little Zizou,
I did.
where he got to meet one of the great actors of India.
That's true.
Amit, पूछो ना
Him.
कौन है? Great
Of
actors.
course.
Ah, okay. He knows. What a perfect student. And so we actually worked together for a couple of days, apparently.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah. No, he was like production.
Production. Yeah.
And the odd...
Like just assistant.
Yeah.
Person.
Have you seen Little Zizou?
No, I haven't.
You're a football freak?
Yeah.
It's about Zidane.
Really?
Then-
Was a play?
No.
Yeah.
The film?
No,
I've never.
film,
Where
film.
was this?
Well, technically it is because the kid idolizes Zidane.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called Little Zizou.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
But he said it wasn't a play.
Well, it could have been. It was so fucking slow.
Oh, yeah.
Sony, we love you. No.
No, I missed it.
Yeah. In the meantime, let's go to Amit's story. So it's like
Yes,
a cross-cutting
please,
parallel thing.
please, yeah.
Cross-cutting. Fellini himself. So what was your thing? You were getting to athletics and football and
Boarding school. Yeah.
Huh, so where did acting come from?
When I was 20, I was in. I was doing a job as a, you can say, in an adventure sport, kayaking, rafting, mountaineering, in an adventure sport company.
Oh, nice.
In the mountains.
Where?
In Mukteshwar.
Rishikesh.
Mukteshwar. So in Uttarakhand. And
So like parasailing, all
everything,
of that
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, all that. You do it without licenses. It was great and all.
yeah, we didn't have licenses. I got my license way
And
after.
instead of safety, you do...
Yeah, it's let's
Joking
not
about
go
it.
there.
I've seen some guys with no harness and all.
Yeah, let's not go there. It's a
Uh,
tricky one right now.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't know. I met with an accident. I used to do illegal bike rallies in the mountains. And
Bro, this is damn interesting. Fuck Pune Highway. I mean, please go and watch it.
and then I was in
what is
Delhi.
illegal
recovering-
bike? What is that?
in the mountains, dirt bike racing, illegal racing.
Really dangerous.
Yeah,
Hence illegal.
yes, races like racing. To
You're a
make money.
bad boy.
I don't know about that.
He went to American school. His stories are very different. Emory College, Jim. Once I broke a signal.
Nothing. I was in Delhi. I had broken a few limbs.
Wow, bro.
I was on bed for like few months. I had a very bad fall, like 6.
See, you're a really bad guy. How do you fucking get into this film line? Softy
I
movie.
realized
They
later,
do your
dude, this-
makeup. And what
So
the
this is
hell's
a
going on?
great place for people who want to jump around and
Yeah.
skip around. This is a mental
I think
place.
it's good.
man.
At that point in your life, it made taking out the,
Yeah,
some
and
of the extra
I
energy.
to be honest, when I came here, I realized this is good. Sports, hockey, special forces, yeah, cop. Oh, yeah. So I mean, somehow, I think I lucked out the
Karma helped.
the experience, karma or whatever little experience that I had growing up.
But what is the accident? What did you do wrong? I mean,
Nothing. We were racing.
at what kind of speed?
So when you're dirt biking or when you're in off-roading, it's not about the speed. It's like one wrong move, one wrong turn. So I had a nasty fall. I did about, I think, 500 feet fall.
500 feet?
Yeah, it was a bad fall. This is gone. It was 6 months I was like that. So long story short, I was in Delhi. And
Like that. Like
Hey,
just
yeah,
rolling
yeah,
down the
sensitive,
side.
Jim.
Oh, sorry.
You're acting it out for us.
dude, have you seen Raid the Himalaya?
Raid
They used to be, one of my mentors and my trainer in motorcycles. I still train. I do obstacle courses. I race on motorcycles, blah, blah, blah. So Vijay Parmar is like the phantom of motorcycling. So he had the license for Raid the Himalaya for many years, and he also won for many years. In Raid, earlier Raid mein to people used to just fall dead. So when you race,
Practice करके fall होता है या you're just taking a chance?
when you're racing, I mean, you see MotoGP, right? When they fall, they fall. They're not like practicing how to fall, right? I mean, they fall, and So
Don't try it at home. This is just his story. He's an actor now. Huh?
Yeah. And I was, I think, when I had this, I think I was 19, 20. And I came to Delhi, and there were a few friends who were helping me financially and stuff. So I also had some savings, so we were kind of...
So you have to spend on yourself to recover.
Yeah.
For 6 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then at that time, there was this play, there's this group theatre group in Delhi called Yatrik. And they were doing this play and called Death of a Salesman.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And
Salesman Ramlal in Hindi.
but they were doing the Hindi version.
Yeah,
Ramlal's,
it's famous,
they were doing the
Salesman Ramlal,
so which is written by Shankar Shesh.
Correct.
I remember that. So, and I just like the atmosphere. I just think, wow, this is what a beautiful thing this is.
and no motorcycles in that play.
Yeah, there was no motorcycling for at least
Yeah.
1 year, one and a half, 2 years. And they told me, this is the job you can give you is you can bring people tea
Ah.
and buns, and when the show happens, you can be the usher. I said, cool, no problem. I just enjoyed the environment, bro. How they're acting and blah, blah, blah. I said, Harry, kamal ki cheez hai ye.
But for adrenaline junkie, who's almost death-defying stunts and madness like that, to go into giving tea and buns. I mean,
You know, then I realized many years ago later, I realized that there was a spike in me to do this. In grade 11th, I went to my dramatics teacher. Just like that. You know, sometimes you wake up and you just say, I want to do this. And I remember I remembered this like, you can say 2 decades ago. Now, like, or maybe a decade ago. Then I went to her and I said, look, I want to do this. I want to do this play. And she didn't take me. She says, you're a troublemaker. You'll basically fuck this up. And many years later, I realized that there must have been something, like there must have been some calling.
so
Anyhow,
because she said F off, you wanted that Kira came to
no,
do
कीड़ा
it.
तो पता ही नहीं था ना बहुत ये तो अभी समझ में आया कि शायद you know once you've reached somewhere you kind of sometimes study
I'm
your
a big
past.
fan of karma. Some crap in your life causes you to land up. Yeah.
As an actor.
And then 2 of my friends were coming to Bombay
Huh.
and we were in Mukteshwar and they said we're going to Bombay to become actors and do this. So I said I also want to come. So
This was Ranveer and Ranveer.
No. They were not in the picture that time.
Nice. We held for laughter. Nobody laughed.
So anything you say
Very
here-
sophisticated joke hai, bhai.
So I've already come with a disclaimer. Anything I say, it was under Cyrus's influence. You
See,
know?
but if they don't react, we're safe. Then no one has picked it up. I picked it up, he picked it up. That's it. We're talking to the best.
I was told anyways, there are not too many views on this, so you
No,
can say
not
anything you
at all.
want. Sorry, bro.
Maybe Rahul and Bugs, so maybe 5. Yeah.
Anyhow, that's it. And I had a
And
bullet at
Lale
that
ji
time.
hopefully.
Lale might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just rode on my bike here.
Wow.
I said, okay, I won't be an actor. I didn't know nothing about acting. By then, I had seen 3 films in my life. Tora, Schindler's List.
War films. All war
Only-
films.
yeah, only war films.
And third?
Rosa.
Mm.
Roja. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's not a war film, but
watched
it's I guess it's a romantic film.
Rosa?
Yeah.
Yeah, South film. Like a,
Roja. R-O-J. Rosa is a whole different thing altogether.
Okay.
Please understand the cultures we live in.
And then I'd seen television only for Republic Day Parade.
Huh. Oh, you're that kind of guy. You're
I was trained like that.
army thing, guns,
Yeah.
this, that. I got to send you to the border, bro. We're wasting your talent here. Jim, what's your story? Back in Emery.
Emery acted. Nothing too exciting. Came back to Bombay. Went wandering around for a year up north. Came back. Got cast in a play. Kept acting.
Which play was the first one?
It's funny that you say. In Bombay, Death of a Salesman.
No.
What are you
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, no. It was the second one. It was the second one that I was
Still.
cast
Leave
in.
it.
Second one. Forget the first one.
No, let's stay with it. We just, exactly.
Death of a Salesman, Alec Padamsi, I was playing Happy.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is the one where he's reading off a teleprompter?
He had it in
his
the
ear,
ear,
yeah.
yeah.
So I
So
saw
Happy
that
is
as
what? Bannu or Harshit? So which one? Which
I
one?
don't know I don't know what the
I've read the play in
equivalents
English
are.
as well. So it's the
There's the older brother,
Arthur Miller.
who's supposed to be
Arthur
the
We had him. Okay, he's dead. That's a place called Death of a Salesman.
there's the older brother who's
You guys know that you both did Death of a Salesman?
No,
Yes,
we're
you know.
just
I'm
kind
just
of
figuring out.
And
Yeah.
see, what we talk about karma and all,
Yes,
and then
yes,
you
yes.
become friends, do a film does well, next thing you're cast many times together, and he's the guy with the bike by the end of it. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, Biff. There's Biff and Happy. Happy's the more
Yeah,
like
okay.
you know,
Yeah, Bannu.
Which one were you?
Hindi, Bannu.
probably one. I was happy.
And you were
The other one.
the other guy. So that's good. So you were 2 different characters, but in the same play. That's fantastic. Anubhav, you suck. You're just a comedian. Where's the art in that, man? Just upsetting our leaders. What? Brother, I got a gunman with me. I'm not scared. They're coming to hockey stick. He'll take on his 303. Yeah? Single shot. It's over. In hockey terms, one love. All right. Plays. So then, you did a lot of plays actually.
Then I
before.
did a lot of plays. Yeah.
So any other big ones that you remember?
Glass Menagerie, Noises Off.
All the usual ones. Huh?
What else did we do? Can't remember.
Amit, you also did more plays than obviously with this Yatrik Productions.
No, I didn't. I could not.
Oh, Eki.
Because I was there while I was not well.
Well, then what do you do?
As soon as I got well, went back to the mountains.
He didn't learn.
Yeah.
The guy falls 500 fucking feet. 1 year of his life, he's lying around. Now he's giving chai to some
See, I'm one of
jokers.
those people. If I'm doing a stunt, okay, and if I take a fall, say 150 feet, or I'm sliding on a bike and I fall, I'm mentally wired in such a way, and I don't know whether that's good or bad. I will go recover, get my surgeries, get some plates, screws sorted, train, come back, do the same thing again. I have to defeat it again. And it's in motorcycling term, it's called briefing and debriefing. So when we go on the track, especially when you're training with, say, California riding school or stuff, you are, once you do a mistake, and you're in your training session, they take you off the track. They come like flying Scots and they do this and they take you and they debrief you. So I have a very brief debrief kind of a brain. So I've done, and that's helped me to be a better person or to kind of rectify my problems.
Alex Ferguson would have loved him because basically he's ready to go back. Whatever happens, he's like, he's the guy who goes back on the bike,
I'm all about making comebacks.
Well, that's great. Comebacks, and you think of dirty words and all that. I don't want to get there, but yeah. But before we go into our wonderful break, the best part of the show. So when you saw the script for Pune Highway, you thought bike, highway. You must have thought for a second.
For me, it was, I think, that was
highway
a mistake.
That's
the mistake I did.
Damn you. It was more Pune and less highway. This poor guy, in between the shots, he's saying, director, I'll just take a round. Have you played a biker? In any
So I have a documentary on YouTube. I just launched a channel called Motorcycle Saved My Life.
Wow.
Which is me riding, and it's just not riding actually. It's going to meet people in the country, spending time with the nomads.
Yeah. It's called Gedi in North.
नहीं गेड़ी तो है यार
Go on
गेड़ी
the bike
in
and
Chandigarh
take
they
rounds.
call it गेड़ी, which I've done too.
Rascal!
And we've had
And
problems.
not for your ears. Yeah, three men talking nowadays.
Anyways, Kripika, I'll tell you another story. I was doing an interview. I had just met Kripika, and she's wonderful. And I was thinking, somebody was saying somebody spoke about friendship. So he said, what do friendship means to you? I said, anybody says something to my friend or people I love, I'll kill him. So after the feat happened, okay, which I was not noticing at that time. You noticed.
Yes.
Because when you say it like that, it sounds like you're really going to do it.
So I was like a joker, and I was like getting into it. Everything was great. The interview was fabulous. I love your thoughts. But next time, just don't use the word kill. I said, why? I said, I didn't mean I'm usko maar dalne ja raha hu. It's an emotion. It's a figure of speech. Dude, I'm very protective. And I could kill. He said, no, what if after 10 years it comes back?
And you do kill someone.
No.
And
So
then
here's
the
the
proof
worry.
was in the interview so many years ago.
Jim, as his lawyer, here's my worry.
Huh.
He's murdered 8 people now. And somebody digs up the interview and says, he had the potential, but what's the point?
Now she's playing with her fingers.
She's saying
Now
that's
she's
it.
gunning.
That's exactly it.
She's doing 2 or 2.
So don't say kill today. Huh? Whatever happened.
Yeah.
Well, what would be the right thing? I would
say bury alive. So at least I didn't kill anyone.
Yeah.
So
He
when you
had a
leave
chance.
them, they're alive, and then whatever happens,
He had a
happens.
chance.
If in the 80s, I would say I would have molested nothing. Nothing. I would have molested nothing. That's true. Why are you laughing, Baba? You're the same age as me. It's okay. It was different times. Yeah, we said anything we wanted. Nobody cared. Kya baat. Now you'd be very
Now
careful.
even your thoughts are twisted.
Yeah, I don't have much thought because of, as I said, Parkinson's. So whatever comes, then it goes. The good thing is you forget things very fast as you age.
Yeah? How old are you? 60? No, you were
Get on
a
your
senior.
bike benchers.
55.
Go fuck around. 55. Go for it. Go around. 53, 53, 71 born.
You're almost there.
Bangladesh.
You're almost
Me
there.
and Bangladesh are the same age. And look at the difference. Yeah. You're what, 46, bro. Yeah, not bad, yeah. Wow, what a life he's had, Jim. Now you tell us about your life.
Now you go and match it.
No, but he don't match it. He's the macho man, so that's his thing. You're the lover boy.
I'm doing theatre. You know?
Which is great. Exploring your options without getting injured and without killing anyone, for God's sake.
Although I have broken a bunch of bones. But yeah, nothing not so dramatic.
How?
Just playing sports.
What sport?
Football, basketball.
You
These have
broke
been my
bones playing
favorite.
football and basketball.
Yeah. My nose
Football you
when I
hurt.
was young.
Football can hurt you, man.
Your nose anyway would
It
get
looks
injured
like
anywhere.
that.
It's like a
turning
weapon.
around.
Yeah.
You're opening a door.
I would use that in a fight. I'd be like, you start with the attack. Just kidding.
I know. What? Yeah, I did theatre for 4 years. Got cast in Neerja. Got cast in other films. Continued to act in films.
Okay, wait. Let's take a break. We'll come back to your debuts. We haven't because we got sidetracked. It was a very interesting part of his life, your life, what's happening before. I love before stories, man. Because after it's so easy to Google you. What's the big deal? Neerja, this happened, that happened, whatever. No disrespect, but
Exactly.
it's easier to know. But this, like the bike thing, who'd know?
Yeah.
I mean, 500 feet to fall, and he's talking about it like it's nothing. But obviously, it's the real deal. So stay away from my son, bro. I don't mean it that way. I mean it like bad influence. It just sounded wrong, yeah. I'm so sorry. Liverpool! Okay, we take a break. We'll come back. Pune Highway, that's what we're talking about. And when we come back, we will.
Did you know Indians report nearly 800 cases of online financial fraud every day, which has resulted in losses exceeding 1,000 crores in the last 5 years? To keep you safe from such fraud, I am starting my newest podcast series, Conversation with Vigilante, an initiative by HDFC Bank. In every episode, I will feature special guests who can share expert insights on the different types of fraud, their modus operandi, and how you can protect your money. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and don't forget to tune into Conversation with Vigilante. Catch the episodes on all audio streaming platforms and V for Vigilante YouTube channel.
Yeah, back here on the show with the two young men, Jim and Amit. And this lady's now taken over the freaking studio.
She's
locked us now.
She locked us in.
Amitabh Bachchan in
You know what's her surname?
What's his name?
Don't
Bachchan?
guess. No.
Shah Rukh.
Jat.
Oh. Why is she giving the knowing threat?
Yeah,
And where does she live?
That's like I'll kill you.
Where does Jat live?
Haryana.
In Goa.
That's not much of a correlation, but yeah. Well,
There's a lot of mafia in Goa. Bro.
there is.
Full of Goa is full of. What do you say?
Yeah. You and I should go on a bike ride.
No, Jat-
Only one comes back. Pune Highway, now Goa Highway. Right. Pune Highway, we'll talk for 2 minutes because, by the way, it's in theatres. That's very important because you can push the theatre thing, this OTT thing. Oh, great idea, obviously, for lazy people like myself. But there's something, the beauty of going to cinema. It's so sad that the next generation, the one after that, probably less and less. Actual outings, it's too expensive sometimes, but what the hell? Again, you're describing your little gym?
No, they watch on their phones now.
Yeah, I know.
Now it's a
I do
phone
that also.
situation.
I do
Yeah.
that. That's
We
As
all
a
do.
young, you're a young kid, you go with your family on a Sunday to watch a movie and all that seems to be... But they can revive that with Pune Highway.
Yes.
Because it's a family film. Not really.
No.
It's a family film, but we've got an A.
What's an A? Adult?
Yeah.
Adult Q. The dead bodies new?
Yeah. What?
I'm so sorry. I'm so desperate
You haven't
for
seen
love.
the film, so
How can I see the film? It's not released.
yeah.
You think they... I mean, I asked him, why couldn't you cast me as a dead body at least? Because I know Bugs and Rahul since I was...
You have leveraged it. You said, I'm going to take this podcast if you don't show me the film.
Well,
You are at that position.
I wanted to
Cyrus.
act in the film.
You're Cyrus fucking Broacha, man.
Don't
Dude.
stop. As I told my wife while she was driving. Pune Highway. It's a whodunit. It's an old-fashioned murder. It was a big play. By the way, the play traveled the world, guys. You know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but the movie is not being released worldwide. Just in
Why?
I think they'll plan. They didn't get visas. I think they didn't.
No, 1 second. It did release in Goa.
Yeah.
And it had a very good... you
Premiere.
guys were there?
Premiere.
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't
And
there.
apparently the feedback was very good and people asked questions and detailed questions. And for a minute, Rahul lost his shape and was boasting. And then I went back into...
Oh, did he?
Yeah, for a minute he was like, everybody loved the movie and Bugs was looking at him, that's not our style. How are they when they direct? So I
They're
know them
great.
quite well. So
They're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they create a really loving environment on set. It's true. It is true.
They hold
I know-
hands.
No, yeah, I mean, they create a very encouraging,
Borderline. Yeah, close, yeah.
friendly.
yeah, neither of them, they're both soft natured in that sense.
Yeah.
I don't remember them getting angry.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at
But does Bugs act out the scene? The
Uh,
theatre people tend to do that. They actually act while they're acting.
Sometimes
How do
while
you handle
describing.
that? Which I find that
What
really funny.
Bugs does is what we were speaking yesterday.
What?
He comes
How-
in, Jim, you're fantastic. Jim, that was so nice. But do you think your character will do that? And then, of course, Jim, a thinking actor, and yes, Bugs. So I was thinking that, yes, very good, very good. And then he's given you he's gaslit you to what he wants you to do. Okay, and then after, Jim, you were so amazing, and that idea you had, and you went, but you gave me that idea. Okay, thanks, it was good. Okay,
The psychology of directing, yeah.
Yeah, manipulation.
Now you guys have done so much.
manipulation.
You've seen everybody. All the acts are known to you. The known. I mean, do you ever meet a guy who screams and shouts anymore
Sometimes. It's been a while, but yeah.
on a film set?
There are people who scream and shout.
At the actors.
In
yeah,
general.
there are people who.
Yeah.
बंदूक है तेरे पास ना?
नहीं मेरे साथ तो नहीं करता कोई.
Obviously not.
सबने गूगल किया हुआ है मुझे.
What?
Just joking. नहीं यार, I've been very fortunate. I've worked with really good people, and I think in the course of time, I've learned the power of communication. Earlier, the power was of reaction. I would respond all the time. You said something, I said something. And then slowly I started learning that 2 wrongs don't make a right. And just don't get pissed because somebody's pissed you. Don't allow that person to piss you. And if you already engage and you can't run away, then you come back the next day and try to put sense that, dude, I didn't like what you did. And, you know, so I realized there are other ways to kind of...
But whatever, like a guy jokingly squeezes your balls, you wait for one day?
वो तो पैदा नहीं हुआ आज तक कोई.
Oh, Baba!
Sorry.
Amit bhai! Come sit down.
नहीं मतलब इतना मतलब you have to have that much confidence in life.
Let's find the highway.
Things that you allow what happens to you. I believe that in life. So you can be nice and everything, but they should be.
But do you have a bad temper?
So I had a very bad temper. I was
Quick
very
to anger.
violent.
Very violent.
Yes, violent. I had anger, and this one thing I'm proud of in life that I would also say I was fortunate and lucky. I read the right books. I met the right people, and I realized that this is futile. This won't take me far. This won't help me. And I found the other way, which is communication. Talk it out.
Sir, ये सब ठीक है. I don't want to be insensitive, but have you driven in Mumbai?
Huh?
Have you driven a
It's
car?
cool. Yeah.
You don't get angry at all.
If I'm driving, I'll put some nice music.
I would murder.
My
If I drove, I would
Hindi
murder.
improves.
I don't drive. That's why.
I mean, immediately. It's horrible, yeah, the experience most of the time. Coastal road तो ठीक है, but other than that, every part is just death.
But
by
घर तो
driving.
पहुँच रहे हो ना.
Ultimately. But that's not a good ending. Joking. Let's get back to career. So Neerja was your first. Which was your first?
काय पहुँचे?
Oh, right. So how did you get picked for that?
I just auditioned and I got the part.
Really?
Yeah.
This cold audition?
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So what was that experience like? Was that a little offbeat film?
I mean, if you want to know the real story, because I was so reactive and sensitive,
Huh.
and actors should be sensitive and they should be allowed to be sensitive. So, funny story happened. I got Kai Poche, and we went for first reading, and I think Gattu must have got a bad news of one actress leaving the film. So he must have been a little
Aggressive.
whatever. So we were doing some reading, me, Shashant, and Raj, and I have I don't know, like a elder brother syndrome. I have a godfather syndrome in me. I've realized that now.
To be or to be around?
Like, I'm very protective about people. The people with them.
So you're the godfather.
Yeah. You know, I have that
Hey,
problem.
Jim.
I have a problem.
Let's do our interaction.
You know what I mean?
Internalize for
So,
a bit.
you know,
What you gonna do?
like if you
Amit, we're listening.
Yeah.
The two posh shit's trying to be Sicilian. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Come on, man.
Yeah. Sorry, come on.
Yeah, please.
Tickle his tummy.
Tell us.
Amit, I'm so sorry. I got ADHD and he's no better. What to do?
you've got a lot, bro. You've got a lot right now. Anyhow, long story short.
The Godfather!
We went into a reading. How is a reading, Jim? You know, Pune Highway. Reading is a flat reading. No?
Yeah.
So I also come back from Lee Strasburg, so to be blamed.
Oh, I'm also Strasburg. What? Not bad.
So I just come back from...
Al Pacino, by the way.
yeah. So anyhow, so I came back. So and to be honest, before this I didn't know because I was in television. So I didn't know ये सब. मैं सब नया नया सीख के आया था. Method acting, reading ऐसे होती है. So I had a little thing कि भाई reading तो ऐसे ही होती है. So we were reading and Gattu must have been in a bad
You read
mood.
flat, you're saying.
We were reading normal. Reading. What do you read? First
Flat,
time you
yeah,
sit and
yeah.
you read. And Gattu said, कैसे करो तुम लोग? Emotion नहीं है. Gattu must have been in a bad mood. I said, how are you talking to us like that? ऐसे ही होती है reading. You know, and for them I was a struggler. Done nothing, been...
Attitude.
ये क्या बोल रहा है? Anyway, I went back home and I said, I don't want to do this film. He was rude to us. Not the film. And then they tried cast someone else, which didn't work. They said, no, we want Amit back. And then...
So he liked you?
This is because my audition was good. It's just that I
He
left
liked
the
the
film.
attitude.
No, they didn't like... I left the film because I didn't like the way he spoke to us. The way he kind of reprimanded us on the day one for nothing. So coming back to what we started, like some things happened. Though Gattu is a great guy. He must have been in a bad mood. And he didn't realize I'm like extra sensitive at that point. So I left the film that how dare he spoke to Raj and Shashant and Asla. Anyhow, the fun part of the film is a week later, Gattu and me, we bump into each other in PVR, Juhu. आणि तूने साले मेरी पिक्चर छोड़ दी मैंने कहा आई डिडंट लाइक द वे यू स्पोक ब्रो तेरे पास बहुत काम है नहीं घर है नहीं गाड़ी है नहीं तो पिक्चर क्यों छोड़ी मेरी Man, bro, I didn't like it. Anyway, then there was this full thing. We met again. We had the full Mills and Boons, Jim's favorite dialogue. Mills and Boons
Moment.
moment, and with a Hitchcock ending.
Gentle kiss.
Yeah, thanks. So
Yeah, but they don't actually touch, no? It's,
Just
old Mills and Bones is like, so, yeah.
anyhow, so we kind of patched
I like
everything.
that kind of cinema, though.
And we did the film.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, we keep interrupting. Baba.
No,
You
it's
know, this badly brought up guy, American school, Emory College. St. Xavier's, one of the greatest colleges in India. We actually had a canteen in South Mumbai. That's impossible.
Yeah.
Oh, I talk about me. You're the famous guy. Who cares about me? What I do, my life. Hi, how are you? All good? Yeah. Stay with us. We're still in the movie. So that's how you all started.
Yeah.
Neerja, you worked with Ram.
Neerja, Ram, yeah.
Ram Madhwani.
Madhwani,
Be careful. And no, but what a guy.
What a guy.
But he likes to do the whole thing, rehearse it 2,000 million times and all that, right?
Yeah.
Which would drive me crazy. I've done a couple of ads with him and I wanted to get on the bike with him and just go down 500 feet.
So because it was I'd come from theatre, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. However, even just the audition process took a week of 5-day
To make a
workshops.
scratch.
Yeah. They had an idea of who the 4 they wanted to be the hijackers, but then over the course of a 5-day workshop, they decided who each one of us would be. And I was cast a bit against type because the way that it was in the script was that it was just like hulking big guy, eyes red, like just a muscle.
Yeah.
What typical.
The muscle who takes over, And then instead, I guess they went with like a smaller guy who can act crazy, who can act like insane at times. And I think they went with that over the course of the 5 days.
But so would I. I mean, you look at this horrible thing that happened just now also. They look like regular guys. It's not like you're casting some villain, 300-pound guy.
But that's also a very filmy kind of composure, right?
Exactly.
कि villain है,
वो तो
गलत काम करेगा, वो
the 80s की बात है ना, where the villain was a villain.
Yeah, also this idea that when you're holding a gun, you need to be huge and hulking. That's just not the case. Like, what's that movie? You watched Trainspotting?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
Trainspotting?
Dude,
Remember
yeah.
Begbie?
The full
The
Monty, yeah.
scariest guy, the guy with the knife. And he was the
And small guy,
skinniest,
yeah.
tiniest little guy. It's just that he had a capacity for violence that was terrifying.
It's how you're triggered. I've seen guys who are thin and lanky hit like 15 guys, 10 guys.
It's like the Pomeranian, the dog barks a lot because they're small. So sometimes the small guy is the most dangerous.
I've been bit only by Pomeranians. 3 times by Pomeranians.
Why?
Yeah, one finger, one back of the calf. Just
Were you doing a rectal examination? Those kind of things you should avoid, bro. Dogs don't like that. I've tried it. Saturday night, kya kare hum log? I'm just kidding. Animal lovers.
Yeah.
You're a dog lover. I did that. And you're a cat lover.
Nah, I'm-
Fuck off. It's a Liverpool Man United again, bro. What's going on? Yeah.
No, I love dogs first.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
But you have a cat.
I have a cat.
Okay. Which is also lazy pet lover. No, they don't
Definitely.
do much.
In this case, yeah.
Yeah, they sort of just look after. I've never had a cat per se. We feed cats all the time, all over and all, but I've never kept one at home.
It's great.
But dog is like 24 hours,
If you travel as much as you do, or you have days like that, then you need somebody at home
Who stays
all
at
the
home with the
time.
cat?
No,
Who's
nobody.
with your pussy when you're away?
So somebody will come and
Actually, तुम
somebody
हंस
will
रहे क्यों
come
यार?
and stay.
Brings up, you're a biker. Why? What's the joke?
Just a joke.
The man's pussy is alone. You said something wrong, Amit. I'm giving you a red card. I'm sorry about this. So you got someone at home.
No, you don't need someone
But how many
permanently.
days? And you just leave the food out.
No, somebody will come and stay during those times.
Okay.
So either house help will come and sleep, or sometimes my mum stays if she
Okay.
feels like it. Sometimes, yeah.
That's true.
Friends.
With a dog, you need to have a backup. We've always had people in the home.
That's
why
the
we've
thing.
always had dogs. Alone would be impossible. Amit, how do you manage? Akela hai yahan pe?
No, I've got boys at home, and the dogs are as close to them as me.
Okay, so
They
when you
would
travel,
be.
somebody looks after them.
Yeah.
How many dogs are there?
At the moment in Bombay, I've got 2.
Oh wow! And all over the world, LA, New York, Germany,
Yeah.
France,
And then in the-
Somalia,
in the hills, I've got a
Southern
few.
Sudan. Fuck it, what show off here? In my 82
I've
homes,
got
I
dogs
have
everywhere.
dogs.
I've got dogs. There's a
Fair
thing
enough.
between
Me
dogs
too.
and me, man.
Me too.
Yeah.
My background
dogs.
is dogs everywhere.
the
The
best.
women left me.
Yeah.
Huh? Talking about, having a gun in your hand. Huh? Where are we taking this conversation? Yeah, Lee Strasburg.
Yeah.
What memories?
Dude, yeah.
The first time
Which year did you go?
1994, brother. There was another guy called Arvind who was from India.
Yeah.
And he was so happy.
Was,
to
was
see me.
Robert Element there when you went?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Pretty
Robert and
much.
I had a great. He's been a big influence in my life.
Yeah.
Big influence.
Big eyes.
Yeah,
First.
big guy. And he says, "Who among you are fucked?" And there's a new class and all sons and
Never
daughters
hear
of
of bad language with teachers growing up in India, then you go there. Yeah.
countesses, and I was the only guy who had saved money from television who had gone there. Everybody was like Mexican mafia's daughter, this, that. Oh, like, and everybody's like tight-lipped at that time. And I said, what's the harm? Nobody knows me anyways. And what's the let the truth prevail. I just put my you look fucked up. You can make it. And all you fucking rich kids, get fucked up. That was the first line, like first day of. I was thinking, have I made a wrong decision selling my house and coming
It was
into
great fun. The only thing was there's some things which are weird, like they make you make sounds in the morning. I mean, in the one class, you just expressing yourself without language.
What I struggled with
kinds of
was
sounds?
Lola Cohen's class, which was Lee's sister. They give you a steel chair, and then they say now you try to find comfort in discomfort. So we did this class for 2-3 days, and then you're supposed to do your scene. 2 days, this thing went for 45 minutes, and after 20 minutes, on the third or the fourth occasion, I said, I just kind of stopped doing it. And then Lola comes to me, why not doing the exercise? I said, I found my discomfort. I'm ready for scene. She said, no, you're not. I said, well, I'll decide. She said, no, continue exercise. And like we had a little. The good thing about her was she realized that I won't suit her style of teaching. So she sent me to Robert Ellerman, and Ellerman is
This is America pre-Trump.
yeah.
If it didn't work out, they gave you flexibility. The scenes that people didn't work out, they changed the partner. It was great. Yeah, lovely. I wish I could do that in life also. But anyway, you went to acting school?
I didn't go to acting school.
Straight from thing, you came back here and you started working.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, let's get back into Pune Highway. We'll run out of time, so we need to give it a little bit of a push, guys. So that
Otherwise,
people will watch
Bugs
it.
and Rahul will.
They didn't care. Honestly, they're talking about the other film they've done called Old Cyprus or something like that.
Old
His
Cyprus?
mom's written a book.
Yeah,
It's
they're
a
planning that
famous
film
book.
after this. Yeah.
Old Cyprus.
Yeah.
And with the word old in it, I thought maybe now at least I'll get a chance. But and Cyprus could easily be my
Cyrus,
name.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
one letter away.
Old,
Damn,
old
these
Cyrus.
Oh yeah, man. They just want big names.
But you know what is Cyprus? Cyprus is the tree. You could be that in the
correct.
film.
It's a double S if I remember correctly. Huh. Why are you laughing? Because he called me a tree.
Yeah.
No, he's huge.
Yeah. It
And
means
he'll
like
be more,
1, 2, 3.
At least he'll be more entertaining. Like if you ask me, Old Cyprus, Old Cyrus, I'll buy the ticket.
I mean,
Old Cyrus.
it's an action film about a tree, so it's really, towards wait for the interval because post that is when the wind blows.
Drop of fruit.
Yeah. How do trees reproduce in that sense? No, how do they mate? I know how they reproduce, but that's a good question. Do they actually copulate?
No.
Jim,
No.
what happens when one tree meets another tree and they make
But
sex?
every tree
They
is
don't
connected.
make the sex.
Then?
They just create the seeds themselves. They're
What the hell? This
Self-reproducing.
sounds like the Parshies.
Yeah, well,
What's going on? What are you talking about, man? Pune Highway, guys. 5 minutes. Give me
Yeah,
some
what
serious
do you
stuff.
want to talk
Sell
about?
the damn film.
What do you want to say?
I'll just stretch while you do it.
Okay, Amit, please.
what was the
Why
worst-
would you go and watch Pune Highway?
I've already seen it twice, so
And you know it.
So you want it.
I might not want to watch it again. Though it's a good film, you should watch it at least once. Yeah.
Got all the ingredients: murder, friendship, mystery, twists and turns,
You're even saying it like a voiceover.
betraying everybody.
It's a great recipe for a great outing. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
The Nat Geo
We
voice.
reached his podcast, so there must be something in the film which he hasn't seen.
You have to go to a guy called
Alibi.
Ranveer. He's the most popular.
Ranveer.
Yeah.
I have to imitate him? What?
Ranveer Alabadia.
Oh.
It's a very famous podcast.
Yeah.
A big guy. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. Have you gone on his show?
Not yet.
Why not?
I think
He'll ask you about family and all that. So you be a little careful.
Is this you eliminating
No.
your
Why-
competition?
Why would you do that? We're gonna kick a man when he's down.
my
He's not
thoughts
down. He's back.
are louder than my words.
We tried to invite him for the last 6 months to come on, and for some reason he won't. We
Is
are
he in
very
Mumbai?
supportive. He's in Pondicherry. You stay there for 6 months after all these things happen.
Exactly.
You come
So
back
that's why
slowly.
it's taking time for
Yeah. No, he's back. He's doing shows.
Good.
I thought you'd go on his show as well, but obviously she's fallen asleep. Really. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. That's Pune Highway. But before we wrap up, I asked this question to Rahul and Young Bugs, and they refused to. They were so almost like, it was irritating. Oh no, I can't find anything wrong with him. So if you were to change anything about Amit and Amit about Jim, what would you change? And please don't give me a lovey-dovey answer, but how
I've
great
never
you are.
thought about it. I'd have to think about it.
Is he punctual? Does he smell? Does he scratch a lot? You scratch a lot.
But that's today. He's not been scratching.
No?
It's your effect, bro.
Maybe the cat?
Huh?
Or something else?
You make everyone feel scratchy.
What's he scratching the other leg now?
Yeah,
How secular are you,
it's
yeah?
passing
Left
along,
now,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Amit, can you think of anything?
Yeah,
I think Jim
easy.
is a sweetheart.
Punctually,
I
you
think
can
he's
say that for me.
he's a sweetheart.
You don't try to distract each other in a scene?
Of course, we distract.
Like,
each
like,
other.
Yeah.
like cameras
We
are
have our
aiming
moments
over
of
the-
fun, but it's done in a way I don't know. I've had a great time. Like, if you ask me, what I was thinking when we were talking about bikes, Jim, you and I in a bike film.
But I can't ride.
Bro, I'll teach you.
What?
how to
I'll
ride.
just sit on.
Dude,
I'll
because
sit
your
back side
personality.
saddle on
No,
the
but
back.
So you have an electric personality, you know that. And
You
I'm saying
played
this
a
with
terrorist.
utmost.
I know.
And you can't ride a bike?
I'm saying this with utmost positivity. You have a vibe of a motorcyclist, and you're an actor.
Hey.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
So what they used to do in the old days, we did this, my friend Cyrus Saukar, you mount the bike on the back of a car and
Yeah.
you shoot from here.
Brilliant.
And he does the acting.
I'll do
and you
that.
see many Hindi films, they're overacting while driving or biking.
Yeah,
also because they can't do it. Right? Because you don't really ride like this, man. The guy's like obviously an amateur.
It's a elbow down and a knee down on a straight road.
Yeah. Also with the cars, it's like they're turning 360. What's going on? And it's just going straight. Yeah. Wow. It's called Pune Highway, based on a play. Very popular. Great piece
I do drive in it. I have to drive in it.
You can drive a car or
I
ride a
drive
bike?
a car. I drive a car.
You can drive a car, right?
I mean,
You're a Parsi.
enough to handle it in a shoot.
Parsis
I know.
famously, very often back in the old days, would keep the bike at home. In bags, very often in the home, matlab ghar ke andar.
Yeah, then take it up.
You might find the odd wife lying downstairs with a bike and the dog will be up. What do you say? Yeah, it's great, yeah. I miss those days. Wow, we've changed. All this women's lib. Too much?
No?
All right. Take a look. I don't know which show is coming out first, Rahul and Bugs or Jim and Amit. Rahul and... But they're two old men. Get these guys on now. We're going to sell the film. We're going to do two old men here. I mean, really. And they're just pulling each other's legs. They were so, erudite and confident. And Amit spoke too much, but that's okay. Jim scratched. I think we had a great time. Okay, guys, let's end this pain here. There's no cure for podcasts. It just goes on and on. With there's no structure. It doesn't lead to anything. It's not like an orgasm at the end or anything. It's just fade out and people just walk out feeling unsatisfied. That's our thing.
Cyrus says every time, Cyrus says, जब ये कहे तुम सुनो, please. तमीज से बात करना है ना, important people यार.